How to become the best solution provider. Hi, my name is Dr. Meghana Dikshit. I'm the author of the book You Matter and Brain and Performance Expert. Welcome to this channel, and if you're new, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Let's start with the topic of everybody wants to become a solution provider, and why not? If you want to increase your value in the world, you must increase the ability to provide solutions. Remember, at the soul level, we may be all equal, but in the marketplace of the world, each one of us have a different value, and based on this value that we provide in the world, we get paid. So today, there's a lot of information available freely in the world. So you're not someone who's going to provide the information and going to be at the top of the value. That's gone. Gone are the days. Today's time, maybe the person who's listening to this video right now, maybe you have more to share or more information than me. Then why should you listen to me? Is a question I must ask myself. Why should you listen to me? Why should you buy my services? Why should you buy my products? Why should you go ahead and find me as a solution provider? Now, what you need to understand is every person who's coming in contact with you and who is going to pay you or who is going to be spending more time with you, whether it's your personal relationship or professional relationships, has to see the value in you. And you can do this one thing to increase your value by becoming the best solution provider, by becoming creative, by becoming a person who can people reach out to when they need the most or when they are in the difficult situations. So how do you become that? Because when you become that person, automatically your market value goes higher and you get paid higher. Now think about the Rubik cubes, right? It's 3 by 3, 5 by 5, 7 by 7, 11 by 11. 3 by 3 is a very simple combination to solve. Most people do it. 5 by 5 is a slightly difficult, 7 by 7 is even challenging. 11 by 11, the difficulty is now increasing. And the higher the difficulty that you solve, the better the master you're looked at. People look at you as a master of providing solutions. So any industry that you are in, you can start working on yourself to become that top of your industry person whom people seek and search for. So if you're ready to do this, type ready in the chat box and let's straight dive deeper. So the first thing that you need to become a great solution provider is cultivating the habit of being curious. You have to embrace curiosity. You have to look at different angles of the same situation. And it's not something that you can do when you are in that situation. It's something that you have to practice before that. You have to imagine and simulate certain situations in your life where you have to put yourself in that situation, whether it's in your mind, whether it's on the paper, whether it's a hypothetical situation. You think of different situations that may come up in your industry, your space, whether it's your personal space or your professional space. And you have to start thinking, what could be other people's challenges? What could be people facing right now? What are their needs? What are their wants? What are their desires? Where is a gap that they're experiencing in their life? And how can I fill up that gap by providing the solution? Look at today, the best of the best solution providers are the ones, those who are at the top of the industry. If you look at the products that are there in the market that are doing fantastic and doing really well, they have bridged the gap beautifully. So in any space, whether you want to improve your personal relationships or you want to become that person at home whom people are seeking advice and solutions from, or you are the person you want to be in your professional space where people look up to you or they want your counsel, they want your advice, and they're ready to pay for you. So for that, you need to understand, you have to first embrace the curiosity. You just start looking at the world in a very curious space where is the gap? The second thing that you must do is know your audience too well. So find who's your audience in your personal space, in your professional space, and know them too well. As I said earlier, what do they need? What are their wants? What are their desires? what is their lifestyle, what exactly they aspire for, who are their role models, who they want to become in future, and where are they right now. And how can you bridge that gap from where they are to where they want to go? Now look at me, okay? In my industry, I totally understand that people want to increase their performance. People want to get in the peak performance because people understand the importance of peak performance that gives you a different edge in the marketplace. Now, your peak performance cannot come to you unless you regulate your emotions. Your emotional quotient is very, very critical than your intellectual quotient, your educational quotient, right? In today's world, we need that emotional quotient at a very high level. And once you're able to manage and regulate your emotions, you automatically can get into peak performance. When I see the gap in my industry, when I see my audience, and when I see this is a huge gap, I develop, I cultivate, I produce different programs, different content to make sure that it is addressing the right needs of my audience. And that helps me to be at a certain stage in my life, in my career, and in my industry. So this is a very, very crucial step to know your audience too well and then provide them what they want. The third thing that you need to understand to become a solution provider is challenge your assumptions. Most often, you must be seeing this, that you get into the repetitive situations, repetitive solutions, and you keep repeating the same things again and again and again. And as Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same things again and again and expecting a different result. Now, that's not going to happen. So challenge your assumptions. The first solution that comes to you, if that is not the right solution or that is not the best solution, what else can come up? Keep producing, keep thinking, challenge your assumptions and go beyond them. And see if there is anything else that you're missing out. Brainstorm with the people, those who are like-minded, or people, those who are ahead of you, maybe coaches, mentors, or maybe the person who is already there where you want to be. Seek help from people to brainstorm the ideas and solutions and learn from their brain. How do they come up with such great ideas? It's absolutely copyable. See, the most important aspect of the human brain is mirror neurons. Mirror neurons are something that are neurons that can copy the other person's neuroplasticity, that can copy what is going on in the other person's brain. And we are doing this unconsciously. That's the reason your environment matters and your willpower. That's the reason if you are with the wrong people, you're going to pick up the wrong habits. If you're with the right people, most likely you'll pick up the right habits. That's normal. That's unconscious behavior. So imagine if you consciously start looking at a person who's ahead of you and consciously start learning from them, what exactly do you want to become in future? How do they come up with such great ideas? How their brain produces them? And you will be able to get there, not today, not tomorrow, but maybe after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you will. So start challenging your assumptions. The fourth thing that you need to do is embrace uncertainty. Fail. Fail trying new things. It will only give you the ability to learn better. The bigger the failure, the bigger the learnings. And failure could be possibly your learning ground to then become extremely successful. Every person who's today is successful will tell you that there is an innumerous ladder of, failure for them to reach where they are. Every successful person will tell you that there have been innumerous failures of trying and testing and learning and growing for them to become who they are today. So it's okay to, use your failures as a ladder. Do not allow your failures to consume you, but use them as a ladder by understanding that you are in the testing phase. When you label that failure to testing, when you reframe what you're telling yourself, the entire meaning changes of your hustle, of the work that you're doing. And when the meaning changes, it invokes very different emotions inside you and it helps you to fuel yourself to go towards your success. Remember, nobody becomes number one by just doing things once. I heard something so beautiful long back that fail at something so much that one fine day you become great at it. So you have to use that failure as a fuel to then better yourself and become successful. So fail at providing solutions. See what comes out of those failed situations. Test it out. Embrace uncertainty. Embrace being uncomfortable and dejected and rejected. That's one of the greatest skills that you can build, that you are completely okay with rejection. The fifth thing that you need to do is collaborate. Collaborate with the people, those who are also in the same industry or also looking for providing something better. Collaboration is the way forward in today's time. And there are so many people out there those are ready to collaborate. You just have to find the synergy and find that solution, find that harmony of values and belief systems, and you can collaborate and come out with something so beautiful. And the last thing that I want to suggest you today is to improvise your creativity. Don't just stick with the one thing that you're doing. If you look at the most geniuses and biggest of the scientists in the world, from Newton to Galileo to Einstein, everybody had a creative pursuit. With the greatest of the discoveries that they did and inventions that they did, they also were artists and musicians and singers and players and all of this. So when you want to activate that creative part of your brain, you want to indulge into creative activities. Whatever works for you, painting, dancing, singing, simply drawing something, doodling, anything that you resonate with, choose an activity and indulge into that activity every single day. Even for 15 minutes is fine. When you are in a challenging situation, you are at it, like you're fighting, you're figuring it out, solution for it. Your brain goes into hyper-vigilant state and hyper state of beta. You want to go in that moment when you are not able to find a solution, rather than, forcing yourself to find a solution, just drop it. Go do that creative activity for 15-20 minutes, immerse into it fully, because when you get into a creative activity, most likely you will hit the brain wave of theta or sometimes even gamma. And then when you come back to your challenge, will automatically experience a solution present for you. Why? Because your brain never forgets a question which is asked. While you are engaging into the creative activity, at the back of your mind, it's finding the solution, and the solutions comes the best when you are into the theta and gamma waves. So make sure that you practice all of these steps. Come back and tell me which one worked for you best. If you like the video, share, comment, and give me a thumbs up. See you soon.